cheering.
I agree with you. Maybe ambiguous, not declaring war, the police type action in Vietnam, a lot of lives wasted. Some of the things I thought happened in Afghanistan, losing a lot of lives because we don't have the guts and courage to, blow the hell out of Iran like we should, and then Pakistan. So sure, I agree with that. The bankruptcy thing is.
Yeah, Republic always says, you know, don't. That's the whole reason why you see the "Don't tread on me" with the snake on it. It gives a rattle first and gives you a warning before it strikes, saying, hey, you know, don't tread on me, because if you do, I'll strike. A republic, once it's attacked, goes to war, obliterates their enemy, and then returns home. There's no hanging out and rebuilding. Sorry, you shouldn't have touched us to begin with. We gave you fair warning. You still persisted. We destroyed your nation. Hopefully the rest of the world will catch a clue and never touch us again. And that's it. No nation building and all that other garbage that's going on. It's just ridiculous.
Kev, you mentioned a republic.
Yes.
Just to toss out a question, I'm kind of curious. Does everyone know that the United States is a republic and not a democracy?
Yeah.
Yes. Does everyone know that?
No, everybody does.
Would you kindly just give a brief?
Sure. Republic is a government that is ruled by the rule of law. The law governs the people, and there's a strict amount of law that is put in place. Ours generally is to restrict the government specifically and protect our rights. That each individual is protected under the law and treated equally under the law. That's a republic. A democracy, and we fall into the, unfortunately, the way things have been pushed with words and everything. A democracy, unfortunately, is it's called mob rule. It's a majority deciding what the laws are and what to do as a nation. Unfortunately, undermining even the liberties of the minority. So if 51% say, you know what, that guy's property is better suited as a mall, shopping mall, and 51% agree, then they go over there and destroy the guy's home and kick him out in the street and say, tough, that's democracy. You know? And with a democracy, your laws change with the wind of popular opinion. There's no stability in that government, and eventually it becomes very turbulent and violent, unfortunately. And you have a lot of that in history showing nations just becoming so unstable they just fall apart. A republic is a very stable society because it's not the rule of men, it's the rule of law. And the rule of law can only be, and we have an amendment procedure in our rule of law, but it's a very strict one. It's almost, our laws are intended to be practically written in stone and not to be really touched, because even our declaration says laws should not be changed for light and transient reasons. There's a whole lot of history behind that, why that's that way. And we have today laws changing like, you know, whatever somebody wants, there's a new law for it. So,
Michael, I can give you a quick and dirty definition of a democracy. It's two wolves and a sheep voting on what they're going to have for lunch.
Yeah.
And a republic is?
The republic is...
The same analogy?
Huh? Well, it's three sheep voting on what they're going to have for lunch.
Yeah, well, it's a well-armed sheep.
That's right. It's a well-armed sheep. We could go there, but there's so many. These are baby steps here. So
was there anything else we wanted to change at?
Okay, so the national level, state level, once again, in terms of marketing, shock people and take their comfort away by telling them the extent to which the parties don't follow their own platforms.
I like that. That's good. That's really strong. We can point out how the Republicans don't very easily. I'm not familiar with the Democratic platform, and so I can use some help with showing the hypocrisies there. That would be useful. Huh?
They don't follow the platform.
I'm going to kind of do what I do best. I'm going to try to wrangle the word.
Throw some cold water, Tom. Okay.
The thing is we are really primarily a local organization.
Yep.
And I think by getting too involved in these national issues, I think we need to be looking at these national issues in terms of how are they a local issue.
Yep.
So in terms of, for example, the Federal Reserve, that needs to be what can we do for local medium of exchange? Some states have, like these community dollars, work shares, or something like that they trade. Getting into the corporate welfare, being able to say, look, the city is not going to do a TIF ever again.
Corporate welfare is right in line with cronyism and TIF.
Yeah.
Boom.
And so I think, rather than really focusing on those national and state issues, is what can we do with our county government to interpose ourselves there? Because there are state organizations and national organizations fighting these battles for us. So rather than us wasting our energy locally on it, go to those organizations.
But if you don't necessarily waste energy on it, but you talk about it, and bring it up, it'll get the more attention locally, though.
It's a tough thing.
As long as you pitch a local solution, here's this national problem, here's our local solution for it. As long as there's this clear connection between the two.
Railing against the illegal undeclared wars, running for county supervisor isn't going to win. It's too big of a macro issue. It's not going to work. It's just, and we're putting this up here just for the edification for everybody here, that at least where some of us that are helping lead this stand.
Sorry. Just since everybody's been so conditioned to think, though, one guy's going to come and say it's all. People have been so conditioned to think that if you don't necessarily talk to people about, work locally, if you don't talk nationally, since our society's been so conditioned to think that big, then you're not going to...
I concur with you, but let's ask ourselves this. Until today, has anybody here ever, could you name somebody you voted for supervisor before?
Oh, no, I'm
Some
not
of you
saying,
can,
no, I'm not
right?
saying.
Some of us can, but it's not like the supervisor role is carrying some banner of a national agenda. They're just a cog. They're not even, they're just a party, soldier. It's my turn now to get up there and rubber stamp what the staff tells us to do. I mean, it's just...
I guess I was talking more about in terms of drawing attention to us, like our group.
Okay.
Is where I'm going with that.
Okay.
But definitely, of course, work locally, absolutely, you're saying is brilliant, yeah.
So what you're saying is because these national issues are what everybody thinks about, we hook our neighbors in with the national issues and then we're working on the local.
Exactly.
Okay.
Get them here, bring attention to our group, and then, yeah.
Well, this is what we're adding in on the platform as well.
It was in the news release, too. If anybody saw the news release, this was echoed, these precepts, and we should probably have copies for everybody.
So let's move this forward. Is there any more amendments, additions, changes?
I think one that I think everyone should be about Proposition
I can't hear.
Proposition 18.
Right. Congress shall make no law that does not apply equally to them that applies to the people. The law should be applied equally to Congress and the people. Right.
Yeah, there's actually, I know they keep adding more law in, but there's actually already laws that say equal treatment under the law. There's no special privileges for any
Now there is a
citizen
proposition.
or class of citizens. I mean, it's in the law, right, without proposition.
Is that a state thing? What is that?
Yeah, is that state or federal? Or what?
No, it's federal. I think it's 18. It's either 18 or 19, but it says it's two-part. Congress shall pass no law that applies to the people that does not apply equally to them, and else shall pass no law that applies to them that shall not apply equally to like healthcare. Right.
Well,
Like Social
I would
Security.
stray away from
Yeah.
using any.
Pretty much.